Welcome in WH3 lineup. We're trying to is in team. We first to Red Bull. We have four-time SR and champion East Red Point Indies Championship Dobo. We then move on to Ferrari, where it's Arrow staying at Ferrari, joined by Ty Clear, another Tier 2 graduate, as we head on to the all-new Aston Martin team of Turbo Snail and Exotic, two newcomers to WHF. Looking forward to seeing them race. And then we move on to Williams, my personal favourite team for unspecified reasons. As we move on to Kickstarter, we have the team of Ultra Titan and Ollie. Very quick team we have here. Ultra Titan finished P3 last season, followed by Ollie, who finished P6, so one of the stronger teams on the grid. As we move on to Mercedes, where we have one of the quickest drivers in the league, Supply Raptor, one of the contenders for the season to come, joined by the lanky one in the Mercedes, followed by McLaren, where we have a newcomer, A Lizzie, another quick driver joining the tier and his teammate is one of the true OGs in Craig Conley, keeps his seat at McLaren. Then at Alpine, it's Josh and Spared Fungus, 2 drivers from Tier 2 moving on up. But it could be the RB team who are the ones to watch, as JG, P4 in the championship last time out, and Crypto, who has newfound pace after moving up from Tier 2 last season. And finally, it's the Haas team of WT Addiction and Rio to round out the 20 driver grid. There you have it. There is your Season 3 lineup. Who will win this season? Stay tuned to find out at twitch.tv/WeHaveFunF1.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Andy Owen. This is WHF Formula 1. And tonight, it's round 5 of our championship as we head to Azerbaijan, to the city circuit of Baku. Sometimes the word Baku, the place Baku, sends fear through the paddock, because we know it's one of the longest circuits. I am stupid, says Sean Leclerc. Yes, we did see a clip of that throughout that introduction video. Turn 1 is indeed going to be crazy, but is it going to be as crazy as the castle section? Thank you very much for that sound alert, Mr. Turbo Snail. Race prediction, everyone. DNF turn 1, says WT Addiction. Let's hope not. That would be a short night's work for me, though. That's a fact. Right then, we've talked about the track. Let's have a quick look at it, shall we? Titan Goody. There we go, there we go. Hopefully, quality is dry race will be unknown. Well, let's hope for a little bit of sunshine, because this is a 6-kilometre track with 20, yes, 20, count them all, 20 turns, 6 kilometres, 3.7 miles. We do have one of the longest straights in Formula 1, of course, on that home straight. There are 3 DRS zones, I believe, if my mind isn't causing me many issues. We have the DRS zone, obviously down the home straight, and then we go into a DRS zone in Sector 2. And it's just 2 zones, beg your pardon, 2 zones. But yes, the well-renowned castle section has claimed many a victim, and I'm pretty sure that if we're not too careful tonight, we'll claim a few more. We are underway here in this short qualification session at WHF, and I'm looking forward to calling the race tonight. We're going to jump in and figure out what is going on as everybody's on their outlets. I think the majority of the cars have indeed left the pits. There we go. Let's have a quick look, shall we, to see who is out and about. What kind of tyres people have got on. Arrow on the mediums. Oh, the mediums. Now, we've got an Aston Martin on an outlap. It's going to be Turbo 5. He's going to be the first of our drivers tonight to set us a hot lap. So let's enjoy this lap from him then, as he gets through, and the DRS zone, the wing wide open, of course, at the back, in here through Sector 1, comes up to the next of our 90-degree left-hand turns, which are frequent. A nice little power slide around there, we like that. He's got another 90-degree coming up. It's a right turn this time, though. Just misses the apex, not too bad, though, because that is a bit of a strange curb to hit. We then head into our chicane. The chicane, nicely done there. Didn't quite catch that time. But now we're down towards this castle section. How's he going to take this first turn? Plenty of curb. That's a good way to take it. Now, is he going to take it well through castle? Does nicely. Nicely done that by Turbo. Beautiful. of course, we're on our way up to the peak of this track. Very briefly, in between Castle and this part here, you can hit that wall if you're not very careful. A lot of chat about the setups that the guys are running. Variations in wings, high fronts at 37, lows at 17 on the rear. Good to have a little bit of front end on these cars. And then the lack of rear will give you a little bit more extra pace, of course, as you come down here. We're at 201 miles an hour at present. And the 138.6 for turbo. That's the first of our laps on the track. We've got a Jason Gordon with a 114.8 in that second sector. Let's keep our eyes on that. I crashed into the tyre stuff coming out the pit lane. Nice one, Addiction. GG's. So this is going to be a little bit slower. JG crosses the line and it's a 139.5. We do have, I believe, a Red Bull, is it? Oh, they've changed the colours. It was Luke with a 156 and Centrix with a 140. Ollie J comes in with a 139.6 to go third fastest. And here comes Parallel Harry then. Quicker, 138.3. Yeah, there it is, 138.3 to go 0.3 quicker in that, or on that lap. Now then, who's the prior lap to giving a toe to? It was Cookie. Cookie got a toe all the way down that home straight, but could only put in a 138.6 himself. Ultra Titan now crosses the line. Dynamic Duo sits a 139.4. The second in McLaren, it's Craig. Are we going to jump on board with him quickly? No, 141 flat from him. And then we've got the Aston Martin. Is that Trix? No, looks like it's Turbo again. He's going to dive into the pit lane. And we'll move on to a McLaren. JG. Now, is JG might dive into the pits here. Because his full light is flashing. He is at 100%. Just see if he activates DRS. Might give us a feel for if he is going to... It is over to that left-hand side, though, so I might dive in. Yeah, into the pits he goes. Colours are proving to be a challenge. Luke's going to dive in as well. I'm not happy with his 1.56. Josh on an out lap. Arrow's on a lap on the medium tyre. Let's check out what Arrow's doing then. Looks like he's going to go a little bit slower. Too far to go to the line. That puts him in P11 with a 141.3. So Parallel Harry leading the way then. Just as I say that, the championship leader, the reigning world champion, Cookie, does indeed go 19 thousandths quicker than Parallel Harry to put himself in provisional pole. Got a kick coming down the straight. Is the kick going to go into the pits? I believe it is. Yes, it is. We've then got a McLaren. It's Craig. He's going to go in. The Visa Cash App of... is that Luke? No, it isn't Luke. It is going to be... That's Dynamic Joe. He's probably coming in as well. Yeah, in he comes. Joshy C. Well, Joshy C is in Sector 2 at the minute. We are going to have somebody cross the line. Is it Williams? It looks like it was F1 Mallard with a 40.2. Up into 9th position. What's this split going to be? 13.8. So that's a decent time from Joshy. I would suggest he's possibly looking, depending upon setup, going through this final part of Sector 3 and the long straight, could be setting himself for a mid to early 138s. 10 seconds to go if he's going to get in that range. But it looked like a decent one. We've got a little bit of a pile up perhaps in Sector 2, at the end of Sector 2. 138.7 for Joshy, puts himself 5th. Supply Raptor, while we were doing that, is in 3rd place at the moment. The 138.5. We've got the lanky one. He's on an outlap. So we've also got Ty Clear. Ty Clear is... he's slow right now. Is he going to dip into the pit lane? No, he's going to keep going. It's going to set a 150 odd. 51. Is he going to go for another lap? I would have guessed he is. So we've got Ty Clear and the lanky one. Is Ty Clear going to inadvertently give the lanky one a tow all the way around this lap? I do believe he's on a push lap himself, so he doesn't have to let lanky one past. Lanky one looks like his lap is going to be compromised. And yeah, out of the way gets Ty Clear. Obviously not pleased with his lap. So he has released the lanky one then. Get a feel for how the lanky one's getting on shortly. But still out in front with 8.5 minutes to go in this qualification session. It is indeed Cookie. Parallel Harry, 19 thousandths back. And then there's just over a tenth to Supply Raptor in third. With Turbo then a further 1.7 tenths back as well. Joshy C only 300ths behind Turbo. And then we've got a reasonable gap of 7 tenths between Joshy C and Dynamic Duo, 5th to 6th. We'll wait to see how Lanky One gets on with this lap, and then we'll see if we can find Turbo. Turbo looks like he's just coming up to Castle section now, or just through Castle section. There are two Aston Martins in close contention to each other. It looks like a lot of battery used by the Lanky One. It's going to be in the 40s. It's just about in the 40s, in fact. It's a 40.9. Ty Clear has called it quits in the pits. No, he hasn't. Who's that's just crashed out there? Is that Parallel Harry? That might be Parallel Harry in the Williams. Out at turn number 1. Ty Clear in the Ferrari has retired in the pit lane. So he's had enough already. Not pleased with his laps. Not pleased with this track by the look of it. What's Dobo doing? Dobo still in the pits. Not left the pits yet. We said we were going to find Turbo. He's jumped back in the pits. What about JG? What's Jason Gordon doing then? Is he going around the top end of the track down through sector 2? Lots of space there, considering how tight that turn can be. Gets closer to the wall though before he takes this turn. Full pedal to the metal then it is. Currently sat in P8 with a 139.5. Couple of cars in front of him. Can he get to the point where he actually gets a tow from the Haas and what looks like a Red Bull or a V-Carb? It's a Red Bull. Is he going to improve? He does improve by 3 tenths, up to P6 now. For the McLaren man. Cookie is... Cookie might actually be on an outlap. I don't know whether he's... You know, he's using his ERS, so maybe he is pushing. Bobo's left the session. Get himself back in. Now, Cookie is almost half a second to the good then. So Cookie's looking to get himself into the 37s. Stop the clock. Oh, a little bit of a tap on the wall with the left rear there. Gets himself through Castle just about. Avoiding that wall, the Charles Leclerc corner. Getting down from the highest point on the track that we've seen numerous occasions already. Down towards this tight left-hander. If you get it wrong, you're in the wall. Does clip the curb, but that helps to rotate the car left through that turn. Gets very close to the wall. Purple sector 2 as well. He's now over half a second up, so he's got to be in the 37s. Can he make that last? 59% on the battery as well. So not only is he quick, he's got 59% on the lap on the battery. And he's not even beginning to burn the battery now. He's going to wait till he's got DRS. Yeah, he waits till he's got DRS. Then he presses the battery button. He's in the 37s. It's got to... Oh, no, he lost some time there. So it's a 38-1. He does go quicker by a couple of tenths, but only just. Only just. Right, let's see who else we have got. Is Supply Raptor on a lap right now? I believe he is. So let's see how he performs then as he comes towards the end of Sector 2. It's a little bit closer to the wall than Cookie did, and he's going to get close again. Yeah, he gets nice and close again. Purple Sector 2. I don't know whether that's still the glitch in this game, where you always get a purple Sector 2. But looking to improve on a 38.5. 4 tenths to find to claim provisional pole with just over 4 minutes left in this short qualification session. You're with me, Andy Owen, at WHF Formula 1 for round number 5. As Supply Raptor approaches the line and does improve by almost 3 tenths to put himself provisionally on the front row, 0.05 of a second behind his championship rival, Cookie. Let's have a look to see how Arrow's getting on then. Arrow's on a cooldown. F1 Mallard, 7 tenths slower through Sector 1. Is he going to push? He's got a red flashing light, so he's going to probably want to get himself in the pits. We've got OTLR Luke. He's just starting his next push lap. Going through Sector 1. Let's see how he's getting on at the end of Sector 2. Sorry, end of Sector 1. What kind of split he's got, and is he making an improvement on that initial time? No, he isn't. He's 7 tenths down. So he will be just utilising this now to warm himself up. Cars coming down the pit lane. See an improvement there for Josh EC. 38.7. Is he just starting his lap? Yeah, he's just starting a fresh lap. We do have a Haas. Is it Addiction now? Addiction is on a lap himself. How's his split? His teammate dashes on an out lap. He's going to be behind a McLaren, which does pull out and get out of the way. Addiction 2 tenths to the good then. So he obviously lost it throughout sectors 2 and 3 on his previous run. So he's going to be looking to make more of an improvement. At the present moment in time, 2 tenths is not enough to get him up into P15. Navigating through Castle. Twisty, turny section of this track. Supply Raptor's retired. I believe he's retired in the pits. Mercedes. We do have a Kick Sauber that is struggling at the moment. Almost a second up then, Addiction. So it was Sector 2 that caused him problems last time. He's almost a second up then. So this would get him up to probably P12. If he can make a little bit more time up in this final sector. I'm assuming that perhaps last time he didn't utilise his ERS, and now he has an opportunity to utilise that as he goes through that DRS zone. So we should see a good improvement here from the Haasman. And he just gets himself up to P13 with a 40.3. Let's see what we've got going on here. Joshy starting a lap. 1 minute 13 left then. We've got an Aston Martin. Is that Centrix? No, Centrix is on a lap. Turbo. Turbo into the pits. He's done. Centrix. Turbo's retired from the session himself as well. Let's see if we can find who this... Craig Conley on an outlap. Is Craig going to get round in time? I can't see at the moment how long we've got left in this session. 44 seconds. He's going to have enough time, as is the lanky one. But the lanky one's going to be stuck behind somebody again. 3 seconds better off is Luke now, so he's looking pretty good. Luke's up there. Luke's going to be challenging for the top 3 rows. And he does. He gets on the second row. Gets on the second row with a time of 1:38.3. Just a couple of tenths off the time of Cookie. Turbo Snail's invalidated his last lap. We haven't seen much of you, Turbo. Where are you? P5. Oh, you're Joshy C, are you? P6. Oh, you're Turbo. Right, okay. Turbo Snail, of course you are, yes. Right, anyway. Let's try and figure out what's going to happen here. We've got a Haas. It looks like it might be Addiction. It's addiction. He's had enough. We've then got the McLaren. It's going to be JG as JG. The JG is a 10th to the good. Can he get himself into the top 7? He cannot. No, he crosses the line, but he has not made an improvement. We've now got... Is it a... No, it isn't. It's going to be R.A. Fitz. R.A. Fitz currently sat in P11. He's going to be followed by a Sauber. It's Ollie J. So Ollie J currently sat in the top 10. Is R.A. Fitz making an improvement that's going to get him there? I don't think he is. No, he's not. But Ollie J does make an improvement up to P9, a 139.2. Who have we got left? Cintrix on a lap. We've still got Ultra Titan. Is Ultra Titan making an improvement? Only 400ths of an improvement for Ultra Titan. Dynamic Duo, how's he getting on? 3.5 improvement from Dynamic Duo. Let's stay on with him then as he flies down this list. There was an improvement from Ultra Titan up into P12. Cookie goes 38 flat though. 38 flat for the Red Bull man. Dynamic Duo up to P9. Who's this Aston Martin? Is this Cintrix? Cintrix is 4.5 seconds over, so he's not going to make any improvement. Dives into the pit lane. And that might be all she wrote for this evening's lap times. Dobo not set a time. He is not in the pit lane. Sorry, he is in the pit lane. No time set from Dobo. Maybe Dobo had a quali ban. Who knows? Who knows? But out in front, sitting on pole, is the Red Bull of Cookie with a 138 flat, 2/10, just over 2/10 in fact, better than his championship rival Supply Raptor in that Mercedes with a 138.2. That'll be your front row. And then Luke, of course, had pushed himself up into P3 to be in contention going into turn 1. Castle gets the lanky one every time. Yeah, it gets everybody, mate, I'm sure. Okay, then here we go. Let's get that classification. 27 seconds to it. Cookie on pole in the Red Bull. The Mercedes of Supply Raptor join him on the front row. It's Luke in the V-Carb in P3. Second row joining him is parallel Harry the Williams, who crashed out early. Alpine's Joshy C in 5th with P6 going to Turbo Snail. Closely followed by P7's Turbo Snail as well. Cintrix. JG in P8 in the McLaren with the V-Carb of Dynamic Joe P9. Ollie J in P10 with Arrow. We may as well get, well, we've got a few seconds left. Arrow's name out on stream in that Ferrari in P11. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That's your qualification session over that short qualification session here that we have in WHF Formula 1 on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. This is round 5. My name is Andy Owen, and I'm looking forward to calling the action for you tonight around this circuit. It's been on the calendar for probably a couple of decades now, Baku. So we're looking forward to seeing how the guys handle it. Obviously, it'll be the first time that we've seen this in the new game so far. On the 5th round. I have to say, I do love a street circuit. However, Baku does not fit that category for me. It's not a track that I've enjoyed over previous games, and I'm pretty sure that I won't enjoy it, driving it that is, on this game either, just because I have a tendency to break things, namely the car. But I think that we'll be looking forward to seeing the elite guys here that we've got in WHF Formula 1 do a great job of navigating their way around this long city street circuit, which is easy for me to say. The weather looks good. There's not much movement happening down in the paddock, and of course in that viewing section above the paddock there, the sun is glorious. So it looks like we are going to have certainly a dry start to the race. We're also hoping this evening that we don't get any glitches that cause things like restarts. I don't know whether I have a specific go time. Let's just double check. I'm getting asked to invite Dobo, so let's just see if we can find him. One of the problems I've got is that I've got a hellishly long list. And Dobo is not on it. Let's just see if he's in this list. Let's add him for a start. Dobo's already back. Okay, brilliant. Well, at least I've got him. Added now for next time, because he has disconnected twice already this evening. I think you're right. I think we did see Dobo's name pop back up. I don't know whether we have a particular go time or whether it's just the Ultra Titan will set us up and get us going in a few moments' time. But absolutely, we're looking forward to this race. It's going to be really interesting to see how those top two on that front grid navigate their way into turn one, and of course through the remainder of these laps, but also how the midfield cope with a busy turn one. We are expecting some safety cars tonight, I can't lie, but it would be nice to see a race that doesn't involve too many yellow flags. I do believe I'm probably hoping and praying for a miracle. However, this circuit does tend to throw up the odd safety car restart due to wings being scattered throughout the asphalt of the track. We're ready to go, though, so we've got 3 lights on, 4 and 5. And it's showtime here at WHF1 on Sunday night. A little bit out of shape. Car's getting out of shape massively on the start there, but it's Cookie who gets a great start, and Supply Raptor, Joshy C, Parallel Harry down to 4th, Ochoa Luke down to 6th, in fact. He's had a terrible start from 3rd down to 6th, but it's Cookie flying away. Yellow flags in Sector 1. We do have some issues in Sector 1, and we have Dasher, Lanky One, and Ultra Titan at the back of this pack now. Lap 1, it's a 26-lap race here around Baku. Let's just double check in with some of our tyre strategies. Medium tyres by our 2 front runners in Cookie and Supply Raptor. Joshy C has chosen the soft compound tyres. It'll be interesting to see how long that lasts around this hard-wearing track. Joshy C, Parallel Harry then's gone onto the hard tyre in P4 in the Williams. P5, it's turbo style on mediums, followed by Luke, Jason Gordon, dynamic duo. Then we've got the hard tyre of Ollie J. R.A. Fitz also choosing the soft compound, with Arrow on the mediums, followed by Mallard in the Williams, also on the mediums. We've then got the hard runner of WT Addiction as Ollie J and dynamic duo exchange positions down towards the end of Sector 2. Craig Conley on the mediums, 3 hard runners in tie clear, Dobo, Dasher, Lanky One, Ultra Titan on the medium, and Centrix on the hard. Now, has any of these guys got damage? I think I just saw a little bit of damage on Ultra Titan's car there. Can't quite make out. Might get a better view here. Oh, no damage, no damage. Cookie sets the fastest lap then as we complete lap 1 and we enter lap 2. DRS, of course, activated on the second lap these days. Into the pits goes Dynamic Duo and Jason Gordon. So there's our drivers that got caught up in some shenanigans on lap 1, probably at turn 1, and they're forced to dive into the pit lane and fix a front wing, no doubt, for the very first time this evening. So, as much as I said we don't want yellow flags, we do have some yellow flags. Turbo Snail making a move there on Ochoa Luke. Virtual safety cars come out, so we do have a virtual safety car out. Let's have a quick look to see if we can see where that virtual safety car has originated from. Expecting to see a car without a front wing. Well, JG's gone into the pits to get a wing fixed, and he's still not got a front wing. So that left end plate for JG still missing. There we have it. No front wing at all on the Haas of Dasher. So that's what's caused our virtual safety car. He spun it. Completely spun that. We're back under racing conditions, though, out in front as Cookie, Supply Raptor, Josh EC, Parallel Harry, Turbo, Luke, R.A. Fitz, Ollie J, Mallard, Arrow. That's your top 10 then. On lap 2 of this 26-lap race, a little bit out of shape there, gets addiction as he comes round one of the final turns to set his way down on this long straight. Are we going to see any passing action with DRS enabled? Out in front, the gap possibly just a little bit too high. Was Supply Raptor does come under a little bit of pressure from Joshy C in the Alpine. Now Joshy on those soft tyres. He will want to make those soft tyres work. Getting the soft tyres singing early doors is where it's at. Decides better of it at that first DRS zone. They're following a nice train then. Let's just have a quick check on the interval times. The first 5 drivers in a bit of a DRS train. Then we've got a couple of gaps between Luke, Fitz being challenged by Ollie J in the Kick Sauber. That'll be the hard tyre, trying to take a little bit further into this race, of course, so he can transition himself onto a softer compound of tyre. Whether he'll choose the medium or the soft, we will find out a little bit later on in proceedings. Tyre Clear and Dobo exchanging positions then further on down. P13 goes to Tyre Clear. He'll be challenged by Dobo, no doubt, as they get through up towards Castle. Let's see how they navigate through here. Nicely done by those two, and the trailing driver behind them, which is the lanky one, Ultra Titan, actually now coming up to try and challenge Dobo as well. Within a tenth of a second, so has to be careful coming into this real hard braking, downhill braking zone. And does take care. Let's get back out in front then and see how these guys are transitioning down this long straight. Turbo takes a position from Parallel Harry. Does have DRS in front as well, so he's going to have DRS. He's going to be able to defend into turn 1 with DRS. Parallel Harry was trying to get into the slipstream. Somebody who can't defend, though, is Supply Raptor, as Joshy C makes the soft tyres sing on lap 4, making the move at turn 1 to get in front of Supply Raptor on those medium tyres. Now, Joshy will have to stick in DRS to make sure that Cookie doesn't run away early doors in this race. Has to make the soft tyres work nicely now for the remainder of this lap to retain his position. Into the pits comes Cintrix. Caution in Sector 1. As we've seen, it looks like Luke's run. The overrun for Luke. He's going to tumble all the way down the order. Has to stay. Can't come back on track, otherwise it'll be an unsafe rejoin. He's going to drop all the way down to P16. Unfortunate that for the VCARB driver. He's going to come out alongside his teammate Dynamic Duo as Jason Gordon moves up into P18, overtaking Cintrix, who's in the pit lane. Joshy C, we said he had to stay within DRS range on this lap 4 of 26. He's fallen outside, and Luke has DNF'd. Luke's DNF'd, and that's going to be a full safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Full safety car here on lap number 4 of 26. We're going to see probably the... we've got a missing car there, so Luke obviously has disappeared, but it looks like he crashed there at that point in time. We're going to have a full safety car. Who's going to dive into the pit lane then? I would suggest... Be sure what happened there. We saw Supply Raptor taking a position. Who's going to dive into that pit lane? Who are we going to see go in? Are we going to see the soft runners dip into the pit lanes to get rid of the softs, get onto the mediums or hards? Everybody's going to dive in. Everybody's going to dive in for the hard tyre. Parallel Harry's going to have to dive in for the medium tyre. As is Ollie J. No, Ollie J decides to carry on. He's going to take the gamble that there will be another safety car, and you wouldn't bet against it at this particular point in the race. We're only on lap 5 of 26, of course. Ollie J takes the lead of the race. He's going to be on the same compound tyre as the rest of the field, I would have thought. Parallel Harry, obviously not, with the mediums he's had to throw on. Everybody else looks like they're going to be diving in for these hard tyres, though. Jason Gordon may or may not. He's still making his way down that long home straight to get back to the pit lane. Going to dive in, or is he going to stay out? Jason goes in. Cintrix on the soft tyre decides to stay out. So that's probably a peculiar call at this particular moment in time. So Cintrix definitely now needs a new safety car to come out in probably 6, maybe 7 laps time. But as it currently stands, under safety car conditions, let's take an opportunity while we're under safety car conditions to grab a word from our sponsors.
If you're looking for signed Formula 1 memorabilia, then look no further than F1collectors.com. If you want signed memorabilia from the greats like Michael Schumacher, Ayrton Senna, and you guessed it, 3-time world champion Max Verstappen, then head to the bio and find the link to F1collectors.com.
There you go then, ladies and gentlemen, for all your Formula 1 collectible needs. Cintrix has DNF'd. Cintrix has DNF'd on the soft tyre in the castle section. We've also seen Dasher DNF while we've been away there. So, as much as I thought we wouldn't miss any action under safety car conditions, we have lost 2 drivers. Cintrix and Dasher both DNFing under safety car. Now, I don't know whether Dasher DNF'd in the pits, but the guys aren't at the pit lane yet, so I would be very surprised. But Cintrix has crashed into the castle. So that would be where he is... doesn't really matter now about those soft tyres, does it? Because he is in a world of pain. Deep pain, in fact. So we're going to have one more lap under safety car conditions then, whilst JG catches up to the back of this pack. So what are our thoughts so far then after 6 laps of this race? Are we going to see Cookie challenging Ollie J on this very first lap? Is it a good call from the guys who stayed out? So we can see who stayed out. Ollie J, WT Addiction, Ty Clear and Dobo. And they've obviously made good progress. We can check real quick on the position changes. So up 9 for Ollie J, up 13 for Addiction, up 13 for Ty Clear, up 13 for Dobo. The guys who managed to start themselves on the hard tyre and stay on track when that safety car came out. So interestingly, some bold manoeuvres, I think, going on the hard tyre to start with, but yeah, decent enough when it comes to the advantage that it's paid for them here on this lap. We're going to see this safety car come in. JG has managed to catch up to the back of this pack. Find out if the safety car's coming in. I would imagine it is. We'll probably crawl our way down. First few turns of this home straight. In it comes then. When is Ollie going to go? Is he going to allow Cookie to gain some overspeed to make a move into turn 1? Or is he going to wait as long as he can to the timing line? Or he decides to make a move. Still not gone yet. All the way to where the DRS zone is. And actually, Ollie J in the warm-up actually clipped the wall. Here goes Cookie then. We've got challenges behind Addiction. Has actually crossed before the timing line by the look of things. As they bump tyres and Addiction goes round. That's his race done and dusted. Cookie then on the charge. Cookie then on the charge. Gap behind him now. Supply Raptor up into P4. Takes a position from Ty Clear. Parallel Harry also taking a position from Ty Clear. Not so quick on those tyres. He's going to lose another position here to Dobo. Dobo on equal lap tyres, by the way, but Ty Clear's got the inside line at the next turn. Does make that move stick for himself. Out in front, though, there's Ollie, Cookie and Joshy C, who've got a 1.4 second gap to the back of Parallel Harry on those medium tyres. Parallel Harry should be a little bit quicker, obviously, than these guys, on that softer compound tyre. As we see a couple of cars in the background there getting all out of shape. And we've got big challengers coming up into this turn as two cars collide into each other. And we've got another car in the wall. We've got a wing off and it's for Dobo. And it looked like one of the other cars just turned into him there at that section. That is very unfortunate. Through goes Ultra Titan on Arrow as well. Arrow might have a little bit of damage there on that front wing as he gets overtaken by Dynamic Duo. Cookie within 3/10 though of the lead. Right on the back of Ollie J in that Kick Sauber. Red Bull Kick Sauber coming through the final few turns before we hit this long home straight. And DRS will be activated at the end of this lap. So we'll see an opportunity for Cookie maybe to make a move after two left-hand turns. Here's the first one. Both guys get around it fine. Closely followed by Joshy C. Parallel Harry almost to the point where he's in DRS as well, but has probably missed the detection point. Cookie is going to make the move. He's going to try and make the move. He does get the move done nice and easy. Up the inside of Ollie J then, up towards the next turn. Next of our tight left-handers, we're going to have a tight right-hander. They swing to the left-hand side of the track and round. Got a nice battle coming on here. Lots of traffic, lots of congestion in this midfield from P7. Tycler seems to be out on his own at the front there, so there's a little bit of congestion back then from P7 all the way to the final of our McLarens in Craig Conley, currently sat in P12. Through Castle we go once more then. Great camera angle there. And Turbo has had to go in the pit lane. He hits the wall again. So Turbo's race has indeed been compromised by the safety car restart, it would appear. Are we going to see Joshy make the move as Jason Gordon makes a move on Arrow a bit further up? Are we going to see Parallel Harry make a move on Joshy? Yes, we are. Are we going to see them both make a move on Ollie J? Parallel Harry up into P2. On the inside, we've got Joshy C as well in the Alpine. Gets the move done on Ollie J in that Kick Sauber to move himself up into P3 and take a podium position here on lap 9 of 26 around this Street City circuit of Baku here at WHF Formula 1. Round number 5 of our World Championship. Cookie, the championship leader, leading the way with a 1.1 second gap then back to Parallel Harry in the Williams. The Alpine of Joshy C third. Ollie J fourth. 1 second gap then back to Supply Raptor in the Mercedes as he navigates his way through the chicane. Down towards Castle section we go again though. One more turn to go. Are we going to see Cookie navigate his way through there safely? We do indeed, as we do Parallel Harry, Joshy, Ollie J, Supply Raptor. The gaps starting to appear out in front. Parallel Harry's managed to get those medium tyres back up to temperature. And he's doing a good job now. Got himself up into P2. Can he begin to reel in Cookie in the Red Bull? Just have a quick look. No penalties yet for anybody, by the way. Ollie J, Ty Clear, Dobo and WT Addiction yet to make a stop. Position changes. Still 13 up for Ty Clear. Up 6 for Ollie J. And up 2 for both Parallel Harry and Joshy C. 1.2 seconds the gap. Not managed to make any inroads at present. Harry on Cookie. Tiny little clip of the wall there from the Williams man. Ollie J's in contention here though, back, keeping himself on the back of Supply Raptor. Are we going to see him move up the inside? No, we're not. Wise decision that from the Kick Sauber driver. As again, they sweep left to take this right-hand 90-degree turn. we might see Arrow. Arrow making a move. We've got a dynamic duo, actually. Trying to go around the outside. Gets that move done. Makes it stick. A little bit out of shape from Arrow. Is he going to let the kick saber of Ultra Titan come in? No, he's not. All the drivers missing the wall there, which is good. Arrow in P10 in that Ferrari. Dynamic duo up in front of him in the V-car. Jason Gordon making good progress up into P8 with Mallard in the second of our Williams tonight, up in P7 with a 2.3 second gap out to Ty Clear. Ty Clear now 8 seconds off the back of this leading group of drivers. Ollie J just looks as if he's losing touch. Can he get himself back into DRS by the time they get through that detection zone? It'll be a tough ask, but he still can do it because we do have to go through this little windy section of the track here. We've got a left and then a right, of course, that leads us to the straight. But he's not going to manage to get himself into contention. Supply Raptor, however, is. Supply Raptor on the hot lap. Gets the move done up the inside of Joshy C, then down towards turn 1. Trying to chase down his championship rival in Cookie, who's out in front. Leading him by 2.9 seconds at the moment in time. As Mallard dives into the pit lane. What's Mallard diving into the pit lane for? We find him. Are we looking at some wing damage for the Williams guy? Yes, we are. There is a new wing going on that Williams, so that's unfortunate for Mallard. But Cookie out in front then by 1.1 second, almost DRS range for Parallel Harry. Kenny's fighting this car hard through those turns, trying to make those medium tyres have an impact. Supply Raptor 1.8 seconds off the back of him, with Joshy C off the back of him also in P4. 8/10, keeping it close. Ollie J just about managing to cling onto the back of this group, but he has been shunted out of DRS range, so will struggle as they go down that home stretch, because Joshy C, as it currently stands, no, maybe not now. I was going to suggest that Joshy C may well have DRS on Supply Raptor as they go down that home straight, but Supply Raptor's just edged himself slowly but surely. 3-second time penalty, the first of our timings for WHF Arrow for his interpretation of track limits. Joshy and Ollie. Joshy is going to be in DRS range. They are going to go through that detection zone, and he is going to get DRS off the back of Supply Raptor. But can he make it work? Can he get it to impact and get close enough to make a move? It is one of the very long straights, but of course the DRS straight is only half the distance, really, of the actual straight bit itself. So isn't able to impact. Parallel Harry still 1.5 seconds off the back of Cookie. We're approaching half race distance here in Baku. Arrow losing more positions. Into the pit lane he goes. Yeah, no end plates on that Ferrari at all. Unfortunate that for the Scuderia driver. That's going to allow Turbo and Mallard both to pass Arrow. Arrow bringing up the rear then. 3 DNFs so far tonight. Cintrix, Dasher and OTLL Luke are the 3 drivers out. 17 drivers remain, though, in this 26th lap Baku Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Josh is clinging onto the back of Supply Raptor. Doing a good job here, the Alpine driver. Plenty of gaps forming, though. Oops, excuse me. Plenty of gaps forming, though, here throughout the rest of this field. Joshy and Lanky, one of the only 2 drivers at present within any kind of DRS range. He does seem a little bit closer at 4/10 on this lap, does Joshy. So is he going to be close enough to get a double hit of DRS and battery to take him down into turn 1, into P3? 2.5 is the difference now. He's going to make a move on the inside, gets his nose in front and gets back out in front with plenty of a gap. Doesn't want to miss time this turn, though, at turn 1. Does it well. 1.9 seconds the gap now to him from Parallel Harry. Parallel Harry still doing okay. 1.7 seconds off the back of Cookie. But Supply Raptor down into P4 as JG makes a move over Ty Clear into turn 1. So the McLaren driver up into P6. Good drive from him so far. Looks like he's going to be challenged by Ty Clear, but Ty Clear thinks better of it. Got plenty of clear track out in front of him and clean air as Jason Gordon. Ty Clear P7. Supply Raptor does indeed take P3 back from Joshy C at the chicane as they lead themselves up towards Castle for the 13th time. Is it unlucky for some? That is the question. Are we going to see a 13th lap catastrophe for one of our drivers through the Castle section? Ollie J seems to navigate his way through it nicely. Here comes Jason Gordon about to take that left-hand turn before you sweep through Castle with that 10.7 second gap between himself and Ollie J. Ollie J dropped off the back now of Joshy C. Oh, there's no left end plate on that Red Bull of Dobo. And there's no right end plate on the arse of Addiction. So a couple of guys there that do have problems. And we've got another one. 3 in a train. Dobo, Addiction and Lanky One, all with damaged wings here as we reach half-race distance. As those guys cross the line to start lap 14 and start the second half of this race. The gap still over a second between Cookie and Harry, edging out 1/10 to 1.5 tenths per lap then over the course of the last couple of laps. The gaps are beginning to appear, but not for Dynamic Duo as he makes a move on Ty Clear to move up into P7. Still got DRS. A little look there from Ty Clear, but decides better of it because, of course, the overspeed. Craig Conley losing out to... Craig Conley making a move on Ultra Titan and WT Addiction making a move on Dobo. Lanky One still loitering behind those two. Got a front row seat to that battle. Speaking of front row seats, Ty Clear having a little look down the inside of Dynamic Duo, but thinking better of it. Sweeping to that left-hand side to take this next 90-degree turn. Craig Conley battling it out with Ultra Titan here in the midfield as well for P9. Good stuff from those two guys. Speaking of battles, Ultra Titan is followed by Addiction, who still has Dobo and Lanky One for company. R.A. Fitz on his own race in P14, as is Mallard in P15, Arrow in P16 with that 3-second penalty, and Turbo still at the back. Another mistake from him, obviously, over the course of the last 2 laps, because he had managed to get in front of Arrow when Arrow was in the pit lane. Something may well have occurred out in front, because Parallel Harry, that gap of 1.8 is now 2.6. So something happened through Sector 2, possibly Sector 3 for Parallel Harry. 2.7 seconds the gap. You can still see Cookie out in the distance there, but Supply Raptor is indeed closing in. That gap 1.2 seconds now for the Mercedes guy. We've then got a 2-second gap back to Joshy C. Ollie J 5.3 really dropping off the back of that lead pack now. Focusing perhaps on when that next safety car might occur. But safety cars only happen around this track. I've got to stop banging my controller on the table. Apologies about that. Got to stop banging my controller when people are fighting and potentially forcing each other into corners. We're going to see Lanky One make a move on Dobo in the distance there. So he gets that move done into turn number 1, moves up to P12 of the Mercedes. Addiction and Craig Conley both chasing down Ultra Titan. Then as Ultra Titan finds himself at the front of that midfield pack now. They're trying to close the 5-second gap that exists to Ty Clear. We're going to see Craig Conley make that move up the inside here, dragging each other along, these two drivers now, trying to close that gap down as Dobo and Lanky One do the same thing through that first DRS section. Technically the first DRS section, of course, because it's at turn 2. Supply Raptor, speaking of DRS, Supply Raptor has managed to get himself within 7/10 of Parallel Harry, who's lost 1 more second to Cookie. So those 10-lap medium tyres look like they've cost Parallel Harry a couple of seconds over the course of the last couple of laps. I would imagine that he's going to try and hang it out as best he can because he's going to need a safety car at some point. We're going to see Supply Raptor closing this gap right down, wing wide open there on that Mercedes. He's going to look surely to the inside, is he? No, he doesn't. A little defensive line there from the Williams guy, so looks like Supply Raptor's just going to bide his time till they get to the first DRS section at turn number 2. Try and power his way down the inside, but Parallel Harry has shown some defensive capability, and he shows it again there on the inside. So showing the inside line, moves back to the driving racing line. All the while, Joshy C just got a front row seat with this, 2.4 seconds behind. Good patience there from Supply Raptor as Addiction dives into the pit lane then to get rid, to dispose of those hard tyres and hopefully get his front wing fixed. Let's have a quick look actually. Are we seeing some front wings on all these cars? I think we will. Are we going to see a wing go on? There's no wing gone on Addiction's car. So Addiction looks like he's still going to have damage on that front wing. For some reason, it's not moving to his car. Because he has no front wing whatsoever. There's no front wing whatsoever. And he's DNF'd. He's crashed into turn 2. And that's going to bring out a full safety car. That brings out a full safety car. Turbo is luckily in the pit lane already, getting a front wing fitted yet again. But he's still going to find himself towards the rear end because everybody else is at least about to start Sector 2. Full safety car we've got then. Parallel Harry will certainly be getting rid of those medium tyres. Not again, says Addiction. Yeah, unfortunately, Addiction, again, you have met your maker in terms of the wall this time at Sector 2. As we see the leaders all diving into the pit lane then. Supply Raptor, Joshy C, Ollie J. Is Ollie J certainly going to dive into the pit lanes? This time he surely can't stay out yet again. In he comes. Jason Gordon on 12 lap old. And we've got some we've got some soft tyres going on these front runners now. So Cookie, Parallel Harry, Supply Raptor, all on the soft tyres. You had a mega race, he says, cries. Your controller wasn't controlling. I did see that you were ghosted as you came out the pit lane, mate, and you didn't have a front wing on. So, interestingly, that has cost you. So, soft tyres for the front 3 runners. We've then got medium tyres for Joshy, Ollie. Jason Gordon has also thrown on some medium tyres as well. R.A. Fitz. Where's R.A. Fitz? R.A. Fitz has chosen not to come into the pit lane and has stayed out on 9-lap-old medium tyres. So he's going to have to take those to the end. Dynamic Duo, fresh tyres for him. Mallard stays out on 6-lap-old mediums. Fresh softs for Tight Clear and Ultra Titan. Fresh softs for fresh mediums for Craig. Fresh-ish softs for Dobo and the lanky one because, of course, they'd only just pitted on the previous lap. Arrow dives in for some fresh softs as well. And then Turbo's coming round. He's on 3-lap-old hard tyres. He'd already done his pit to replace a wing and threw on some already used hard tyres. So he's going to stay out. He's going to stay out. I'm surprised by that decision from Turbo Snail. I was fully expecting him to jump back into the pits again. I leave the pit lane, turned the joystick, but my car didn't turn, so it broke my front wing. Turn 2, locked up, and boom. Wow. That is massively unfortunate, Addiction, mate. Unlucky tonight, pal. We do have a couple of guys exchanging places here under safety car conditions in Tight Clear and Titan. So I'm not too sure how that works. But we're just going to take an opportunity for me to have a little break. I'll be back with you very, very shortly. like we're going to see one more lap under safety car conditions then, as Turbo catches up to the back of this pack, time P16 of course. So we've only got 7 drivers who've chosen the soft tyre. We've got 9 drivers now who've chosen the medium tyre. And R.A. Fitz, of course, is the guy who decided to stay out on 10-lap-old medium tyres. That might be a strategy faux pas from him. We'll find out in due course. Probably over the course of the next 2.5 minutes when we get that safety car restart. Hopefully it doesn't have a lack of pace. As per Mallard as well, who also stayed out. He's got 8-lap-old medium tyres on. Diction says 2 DNFs in a row. Seriously, it ain't that bad. No, I've seen you race, mate. You're certainly not that bad. That's a fact. And I'm sure you'll bounce back hopefully next week. Ty Clear is in the pit lane now as well. With Ty Clear. Coming out of the pits. Maybe he had to throw a front wing on. A little bit of safety car shenanigans happening perhaps there. Into sector 2 we go then. Cookie leading the way on lap 19 and 26. We're going to have a good 7 laps of racing. As I imagine, even though he isn't quite yet at the back of this group, Ty Clear will close down enough that we get going. Next week is Zandvoort, says Addiction. He's got a cook. Yeah, we're getting towards the middle part of the season now. Of course, 14 rounds in this WHF Formula 1 season. So still plenty of time for drivers to make their move for championships. But of course, if they do that, it will mean that Cookie will fall off towards the back end of the season because he is leading the championship right now. Now then, we should see a safety car restart happening very shortly. Yes, here we go. We are about to go green. How is our championship leader going to play this safety car restart? Is he going to do what Parallel Harry did last time and wait? Or is he going to go early? That is the question. 3 front runners on the soft tyres then, followed by a chain of 6 guys on mediums. 2 of those guys are on older medium tyres. We are going to stick on board with Parallel Harry, though, on this safety car restart to see if he gets enough of a jump on Cookie to make moves. Currently at 80 miles an hour across the DRS line. Timing line coming up. And there he goes. There goes Cookie. He's gone late so that there isn't enough room. Fitz seems to make a jump there and allows Jason Gordon back through. Oh, a little bit of shenanigans there between V-Carb and Alpine, which has forced the Alpine back a position. And Alpine all out of shape and turns round. And it's R.A. Fitz on those old medium tyres. That's his strategy in the bin. But out in front is Parallel Harry, who's got the move done. We've missed the move from Parallel Harry due to that mess at the back. But Cookie all over the rear then of the Williams. Up towards the chicane we go. For the 20th time in this 26-lap race. Oh, a little bit of bumpy as Cookie tries to make the move. Seems to cut the corner. Plenty of room given there by Parallel Harry. And Cookie went across the curb to get himself back into P1. We won't know if he got that illegally in terms of... Well, he hasn't passed under track because he'd pick up a 5-second penalty, wouldn't he? Ultra Titan, speaking of penalties, picks up 3 seconds for his interpretation of track limits. But it's Cookie that leads the way then down towards the end of Sector 2, start of Sector 3 on lap 20 of 26 at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix here at Baku for WHF Formula 1 on Sunday night. 9 p.m. Sunday night every week. You can tune in to see how our guys tackle the various different circuits that are part of this World Championship. This week, Baku. Next week, as per mentioned earlier by Addiction, it is going to be Zandvoort. Are we going to see a move from Parallel Harry? Yes, we are. Gets himself in front. Closely followed by Cookie, Supply Raptor, Joshy C, Ollie J, Jason Gordon, Dynamic Duo. And then we've got a 2.5 second gap back to the Williams of Mullard on 10-lap-old medium tyres now. Are those medium tyres just holding him back from getting him to make a move up top? Is he going to be under pressure from Turbo, who's made some good ground on this safety car restart? Got fights in the background. Two Ferraris looking to get past a Kick Sauber as Arrow does indeed make that move. But, yeah, he does. Both Ferraris, in fact, make it round. And we've got a yellow flag as Ultra Titans had to go into the runoff area and has compromised, lost both front wing plates again, both end plates. Ultra Titan having an absolute shocker of a day so far from a look point of view as Parallel Harry leads us through the castle for the next time. Parallel Harry, Cookie, Supply Raptor, Joshy C, Ollie J, Jason Gordon and Dynamic Duo, the front seven here. As Turbo Snail makes his way past Mallard into P8 and now has a 3.4 second gap to try and close down with those soft tyres. Can he make the soft tyres work at this late stage of the race to get himself up into contention? Or is the fact that all these guys now with DRS down this long straight are going to hold him back? What moves are we going to see then on this long straight? Cookie's going to come under pressure from Supply Raptor. Can he put Parallel Harry under pressure then? DRS wing wide open on both cars. Fastest lap of the race from Parallel Harry. Did he burn battery there? Down to 24%. Cookie 56. So we do have an advantage on battery for both guys chasing down a Supply Raptor, actually, with a front row seat on this battle now for P1 as Parallel Harry takes that defensive line. It looks like Cookie's going to try and go around the outside. He does go around the outside, going into turn number 3. Gets the move done. Good move that. And that has actually caused Supply Raptor just to drop off the back of these two ever so slightly. Tight line through the chicane from Parallel Harry. Trying to cling on to the back of the championship leader. Quite sickening camera angle as we go through casual section for the 22nd time of 26. 4.5 laps remaining then. Ty Clear and Arrow swap positions. Arrow lost more wing again, his right end plate this time. Fitz, right end plate as well. Ultra Titan's got a wing back, so he'll be okay. Ooh. Craig Conley looked like he got all out of shape there. Coming toward the end of Sector 3. Quick snap of the back end, but he's managed to correct it. He is going to have Dobo for company, though. Speaking of company, Supply Raptor is accompanying with the fastest lap of the race. Is he going to make a move into P1? No, but he does make a move into P2. Gets the job done on Supply Raptor. Gets the job done on Parallel Harry, Supply Raptor. Is he going to be able to push Cookie now for P1 as they head down towards turn number 3 with the first DRS zone? But he also might come under... Ooh, got a bit of a laggy Alpine there for Joshy. Nobody's going to be able to make any moves into turn 4. I think everybody managed to avoid the wall in the background there as Cookie with 6/10th advantage, 7/10th advantage. Zampa, thank you so much for that subscription, my friend. Subscribe, take one for 3 months in advance. Subscribe for 4 months. Thank you so much, Zampa. Much appreciated, bro. Caution, 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 caution. We have got a car stuck at the castle. It's Dynamic Duo, no front wing on the V-Carb. He will be making his way back into the pits late on in this Azerbaijani Grand Prix. But out in front, it's Cookie, the championship leader. Can he keep that gap above a second? No, he can't. A Supply Raptor and Parallel Harry close in. Joshy C Joshy C looked like he'd actually made a tiny little mistake there. I think it was Joshy C. No, it was Parallel Harry who made the mistake because he's dropped out of DRS range and now he's going to be under attack from Joshy C as they head down that long straight. Arrow podium prediction. That is a waste of your money, sir. Take it back. Take it back. Supply Raptor then on the chase, trying to hunt down his championship rival. Supply Raptor Mercedes. Mercedes and Red Bull tussling it out at the top of the standings. 20-second time penalty for speeding on a virtual safety car as Dynamic Duo is out of this race. That is an incredibly unfortunate penalty for Jason Gordon because I didn't even see the yellow flashing. Supply Raptor is now back in P3. Parallel Harry did a job on him in that first DRS zone. And it's up to the two of them now to try and work together. Defensive line again from Parallel Harry. Concentrating much more on the car behind than on the car in front. Currently, Harry maybe will need to focus his attention on the rear wing of that Red Bull because as it currently sits, 1.8 second gap now that he's got to try and close down. Under intense amounts of pressure. Going to have to be careful, both of them onto the brakes into this turn. And they both manage it quite nicely. But that gap of 1.8 seconds now is going to be terminal for Parallel Harry because he's going to come under some intense pressure from Supply Raptor and maybe even from Joshy C. Let's have a quick look. Thank you so much for that one bitty there. Zampa with a picture of the Stig. We love that. On board we go then with Supply Raptor. Getting past that Williams with ease into turn one, but he's going to fight back. Harry's going to fight back. Got to keep his powder dry though. Keep his powder dry. The gap down to 1.5 seconds then with that DRS. They managed to close 4 tenths in as Lanky One takes Mallard. The P8 further in the midfield. You can see by the lines that Supply Raptor's taking there, he's focusing now on trying to reel that Red Bull in. There's Ted. Have we got a note from Ted? Ted's notebook. What have you seen down in the pits, Ted? Well, I've seen a lot of wings happen, mate. There's more cars going in there for wings than British Airways have got in their factories. Thanks very much, Ted. Much appreciated, my friend. So 1.4 seconds the gap then. Lap 25 of 26. We've got a lap and a half to go in this, the 5th installment, the 5th chapter of this championship battle. A mistake from Supply Raptor through Castle means the gap's 2 seconds now to Cookie. More wings than KFC, says Ted. Sorry, Zampa. So the big question now is, can Supply Raptor hang on to P2? Because with that 2.2 second gap, Cookie's just put the foot to the floor and has gapped these boys by 2.3 seconds. Supply Raptor P2, Harry P3, Joshy still in the hunt for a podium position on the medium tyre here as our leading cars start the 26th and final lap. Parallel Harry makes the move. Are we going to see Joshy C up the inside? No, we're not, because Joshy C seems to lose traction out of that corner, spins, and that means Supply Raptor and Parallel Harry are fighting for that second step on the podium now. That's your fight. Is your man Supply Raptor just going to keep his powder dry until that final DRS section? It looks as though he is. 2.5 seconds the gap. Cookie streaking away to victory, but Parallel Harry and Supply Raptor fighting for this second step on the podium. Joshy C and Jason Gordon, even with that penalty, might get removed, I don't know. Joshy C still in with a shout if there's any kind of action between Supply Raptor in the in the Mercedes and Parallel Harry in the Williams. Joshy C is in contention to steal a podium if we have any encounters on this final lap. Coming to the end of Sector 2 then. Half a second the gap between Supply Raptor and Parallel Harry. This is going to be the chase to the line that we've all been waiting for, that we've wanted. Potentially a little bit out of shape. Only 4/10 the gap then. The money would be on Supply Raptor. He's going to have DRS. Parallel Harry with slightly more battery though. Is he going to be able to defend with this battery? As the DRS goes, Cookie streaks ahead, crosses the line to win the race. It's going to be Parallel Harry that does indeed claim second. Jason Gordon drops all the way down. Joshy C in fourth. Ollie fifth. Jason Gordon sixth. It's going to be Turbo. Good recovery drive from Turbo. Let's be honest there. He's up into P7 as he crosses the line. We're then going to have Lanky One. Oh, Lanky One. We're going to have to see what the timing is there. Lanky One by 27 thousandths. That's a crash across the line from somebody. Lanky 23 thousandths from Mallard, who beats Dobo. Craig Conley, Jason Gordon in 11th, 12th for Ty Clear. R.A. Fitz after that decision to stay out on those medium tyres, coming home in unlucky 13th. 14th is going to be Arrow, even unluckier. And then Ultra Titan, more wings than KFC, as Zampa stroke Ted said earlier on. He's going to cross the line in P15. Turbo Snail really happy with his race tonight. Back up to where he started in P6. Good recovery drive from you, I believe, that Turbo Snail Jr. Congratulations, well done. There's been a punch up on the Ferrari pit wall. Oh dear. Well, that's not good to see. We don't like to see that. GG's Lanky One. Well done to you. Turbo Snail Lanky, I was pulling away with damage. We get a little bit of interference from an onboard radio message from McLaren, so apologies for that. I think we'll just mute that 1 second, just in case anything comes out that we don't want to hear on stream. But there it is, top step of the podium. Yet again, it's our World Championship leader and indeed reigning World Champion Cookie in that Red Bull. Starts on pole with 2 stops, finishes in P1. It's then Parallel Harry in P2 in the Williams, with the Mercedes completing our podium. It's Supply Raptor P3. Joshy C in P4 in the Alpine, with the Kick Sauber in P5 of Ollie J. Aston Martin's Turbo Snail in P6. The Lanky One in P7 in Mercedes, with the Williams of Mallard in P8. P9 is Dobo in the Red Bull. Then the 2 McLarens flying in formation. It's Craig Conley in P10 and Jason Gordon P11. P12 is Ty Clear in the Scudera Ferrari, with P13 going to R.A. Fitz in the Alpine. P14 is Arrow in the Ferrari, with the Kick Sauber of Ultra Titan in 15th. And then our DNFs for the night, unlucky to them, it's Dynamic Duo, WT Addiction, Cintrix, Dasher, and Early Doors. It was Luke. So unlucky. Thank you so much for that raid, Arrow. Hopefully you will sort us out with a raid once we've got through the rest of the stream. So there you go, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was round number 5 of our We Have Fun F1 Says Pain. Indeed it is, Arrow. Indeed it is. Unfortunate for you, my friend. But all in all, a really good race, an outstanding race from our championship leader, Cookie. And really good racing, I think, from Joshy C, Parallel Harry, and indeed Supply Raptor to keep the pressure on towards the back end of that race. Even though we did have a safety car, I think it was good racing all in all. Let's see if we've got ourselves anybody willing to dive in for an interview with my good self. If we could get people to dive into the commentary box, that would be amazing if people can. Or if they want to jump into one of the race parties, I'm happy to do that. Race Party 1 or Race Party 2 in the F1 channel. Let's see how we get on with that. Turbo Snail, you're willing, are you? Well, you didn't finish on the podium, sir, so let's give the podium guys an opportunity to dive in and talk us through how that race went. F1 drivers. I don't see anybody hopping in. I don't see anybody hopping in. You did try, to be fair, Snail. You did. You know, and hats off to you for trying. I do appreciate that your effort there. I don't see anybody joining any commentary gigs. I don't see anybody responding to my message in chat. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think what we should do... you are awesome, Turbo. Never let it be said that you're not awesome. You are definitely awesome, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, it looks like that's your lot for this evening. I don't see anybody joining the comms box. So that's okay. We can move swiftly on then to next week. So thank you very much indeed, everybody. I really do appreciate your Arrow. If you could, somebody screen freezes. What, for you in the race, Arrow? You don't mean on the stream, do you? Yes, you mean for you in the race. Okay, good. I thought you meant the stream for a minute. Arrow, if you'd like to sort us out a raid, my friend, to take our 8 viewers over to one of our other... Call Me Single? Call Me Single. What are they playing? Are they playing Formula 1 as well? But we'll be ready to raid. Guys, Titan, Turbo, thank you so much for the feedback, mate. I really appreciate that, guys. It's an absolute honour and a pleasure to do the streams for WHF Formula 1. We have good races every single week. If you're new to the channel, ensure please that you subscribe, join the Discord, and get involved. If you're certainly willing to go up against some of our quick drivers, then get yourself involved. You might think you're a quick Donny, but until you're in here, you cannot prove otherwise. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute pleasure. Always is. I'm not the GOAT. You're the GOAT, Arrow. You are the GOAT of comms. We know that. You know that. We all know that. Well, thank you so much, everybody. We're going to go and raid Call Me Single now. Take care. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday. And don't forget, have a great time. And don't crash at Zandvoort. Good night, everybody.